introduce myself. My name is Uttam Kumar Reddy. I am presently the Minister for Irrigation, Food and Civil Supplies in Telangana. I have a defense background. I'm a graduate of the National Defense Academy. I was a fighter pilot in the Indian Air Force. I flew the MiG-21s in operational squadrons on the Chinese border, and I flew the MiG-23s in several bases on the western sector. All of the bases which were recently very active, or where the Prime Minister visited, and all the other bases, I served for many years there, and as a fully operational fighter pilot, I was what is called in the Air Force a 4-aircraft leader and a trainer captain. Many of the fighter bases recently in the news I have served for considerable time there. And after Air Force, I've been an ADC to the President of India as an Air Force officer. Subsequently, in the Congress Party, I've been a 6-term MLA and a Member of Parliament. As a Member of Parliament last term, I was also a member of the Parliamentary Defence Committee. So with this background, I thought I would share a few thoughts with you. One is the recent several statements of the Chief of the Indian Air Force, Air Chief Marshal A.P. Singh, should alert all of us and the Government of India. Let me say at the very outset that the Congress Party unequivocally appreciates and applauds the role of the Indian Air Force for what was a very decisive victory in the recent Indo-Pakistan operation, 4-day operation that took place. All of us in the Congress Party are very proud of the way the Indian Air Force scored a spectacular victory, and whether it was striking the terrorist camps in 9 bases in various places in Pakistan, or defending our skies, the Indian Air Force truly touched the skies with glory. Very, very outstanding operation, very precise, and almost all the operations met the objectives were fully met. So on behalf of the Congress Party, on behalf of myself personally, we wish to convey to the Indian Air Force that we are really proud of you. However, there are certain things that we must keep in mind. The Air Chief Marshal Amarpreet Singh, A.P. Singh, who's recently has made several statements which should concern all of us about the air defense of the country. He has pointed out that the severe delays in supply of fighter aircraft or weaponry is a serious problem in the Air Force. I must also point out that as a member of the Parliamentary Defence Committee in the last Parliament, we also pointed out in the last Parliament Defence Committee, Shri Rahul Gandhi ji, Shri K.C. Venugopal ji, Shri Reddy and myself were members of the Parliament Defence Committee. We pointed out on several occasions that against a sanctioned strength of 42 operational fighter squadrons, India has each operational fighter squadron has 16 to 18 fighter aircraft each. India only has 31 squadrons as of now, which is substantially lower than what is required, especially when now you find a collusive threat from both our borders, from both China and Pakistan. We feel that the Indian Air Force concerns about not being, having the full strength is is genuine. Also, all three armed forces are well short of their sanctioned strength in manpower also. The recruitment process slowed down during COVID and has never picked up since. So all three services are short of manpower by over 10% of this. I'm talking of the sanctioned strength. Actually, we should be going beyond sanctioned strength because now we have a live threat on, a problem on both our borders and hostile neighbors all around. But even the sanctioned strength is not fully met in terms of manpower or in terms of aircraft for the Air Force. The Hindustan Aeronautics Limited failure to deliver Tejas Mark 1A fighter jets in time can prove to be a serious problem for the Air Force. The Chief of the Air Force himself has expressed this his unhappiness about the situation, and I think the whole country and the government of India must wake up to the reality that we need to strengthen our armed forces considerably more. As per the Air Chief Marshal, we are exactly quoting his words. India has fallen behind China in defense technology and production, even as our training standards remain superior. This is a matter that should be of serious concern, and we urge the government to take necessary corrective step. The Indian Air Force needs now about 35 to 40 fighter jets annually, and the HAL is contracted to supply 24 fighter aircraft per year and has failed to deliver even that. The Air Chief in his statement has also flagged a deeper malaise, contracts signed with unrealistic deadlines, vitiating the procurement process and eroding institutional trust. We are quoting exactly what he said. Despite the BJP's grand declaration of Atmanirbhar Bharat, as of today, while the Congress party supports rapid indigenization, we must keep in mind that indigenization has not so far fulfilled the needs of the defense forces, both in quality and quantity. And the government needs to take further urgent steps on this. Also, a very relevant, valid point pointed out by the Chief of the Air Force is talent shortages are especially in the Air Force, is a matter of serious concern. The best in the country, the best brains in the country are not coming into the Air Force, and this is an issue that whatever the government of India needs to ensure that the best brains in the country, both in the operational wings of the Air Force and in the research and defense, wherever R&D is being done, we need the best possible brains, which is not happening now. In the words of the Air Chief, technology delayed is technology denied. Now, having said this, I want to come to something which all of you would be wanting to know about Rafale aircraft being shot down in the recent operation. I once again reiterate that we in the Congress party salute the Indian Air Force, every single person, their fighter pilots, their airmen, their officers, for the glorious victory achieved in the 4-day war. But as it appears very clearly, Rafale fighter aircraft were downed in the 4-day operations. And when Rahul Gandhi ji first pointed it out, just as a question to the External Affairs Minister, It was very bizarre and strange that the ruling party functionaries at all level accused him of not being patriotic. Now today, an hour back, the Chief of Defence, CDS, General Anil Chauhan has confirmed that Rafale aircraft were brought down in the 4-day operation. I must also quote here what exactly Air Marshal Bharti, the DG Air Operations, said in the DGMO briefing. He said that losses are normal in a combat. The objectives of the whole operation have been achieved, but all the pilots have come home. We are very happy about that the objectives have been achieved and all the pilots have come home. But the fact that the fighter aircraft were down is something that needs to be, the government of India should stop denying that. Now that the CDS himself has mentioned it, and indirectly Air Marshal Bharti had mentioned it in his briefing along with the DGMO when the DGMO with the Director General Military Operations spoke to the press along with all the three service directors of operations. He specifically said, when replying to a question from the media, losses are normal in combat. The mission objectives have been achieved and all the pilots are home. He meant the pilots have come home, the aircraft have not returned to their bases. So this is a matter that the government of India, instead of denying it, we are only saying that, yes, we congratulate our armed forces, we support them in every endeavor. In the many years of Congress government, we have strengthened the armed forces and met every need of the armed forces. We think that they have done a great job. We are very proud of them. We salute them. But the fact is, General Chauhan has given a statement today that why they were down, what mistakes were made, that are important. That is what our leader Rahulji said in the first instance, for which a lot of negative campaign was done against him by the BJP. Today, the whole country must realize that for some reason the government of India were not, upfront with whatever happened. The other thing that needs a reassessment by the government of India is that most of the firing in this 4-day operation, most of it, was done by the respective countries from within their international borders. So, when the firing was done by the respective countries from within their international borders, and we'll still lose fighter aircraft, I think a serious reassessment of the technologies needs to be done so that the lessons are learned and we go forward and improve in those aspects. And lastly, the government of India has never clearly stated how and why the US president first announces the ceasefire and many hours later, maybe 12, 18 hours later, the DGMO Pakistan calls up the DGMO of India and then a ceasefire is agreed upon. This is another aspect that the government of India is trying to somehow not come out with what really has happened, because how did the US president announce a ceasefire in his tweet well before the DGMOs of the respective countries spoke? These are very important issues for the country, and as a former ex-serviceman, I'm very proud of having been a fighter pilot. I think these are issues that must concern every citizen of the country. We are very proud of our armed forces. We think they did a great job in the recent 4-day Indo-Pakistan operation. But we also feel that the government of India must be more transparent about what actually happened, and that there must be a reassessment of technology, and the way forward must be clear and transparent. Thank you very much. मेरा हिंदी बहुत कमजोर है, लेकिन कोशिश करूंगा. ओके, ये हम 2-3 चीज आपकी पूरी देश की नजर में ले आ रहे हैं. एयर चीफ मार्शल एपी सिंह इंडियन एयर फोर्स की जो चीफ है, उन्होंने एयर फोर्स की सेवरल प्रॉब्लम्स मीडिया में बताए हैं. और जैसे अब एयरफोर्स का जो सैंक्शन स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ फाइटर स्क्वाड्रन्स है 42 फाइटर स्क्वाड्रन्स है, और एक्चुअली इंडिया हैज अभी 31 फाइटर स्क्वाड्रन्स है इंडिया के पास. और उन्होंने ये अपनी कंसर्न दिखाया है कि ये जो अभी वो गैप फिलअप करने के लिए एचएएल ने जो तेजास मार्क 1 डिलीवर करना है, वो बहुत ही स्लो चल रहा है और वे बिहाइंड शेड्यूल है. इसके अलावा उन्होंने जनरली जो इंडिजिनाइजेशन है उसको सपोर्ट करते हुए उन्होंने बोला है कि ये इंडिजिनेशन ठीक है, लेकिन इंडियन एयरफोर्स को जो एयरक्राफ्ट और वेपनरी और ये सपोर्ट चाहिए, इतना जो उनकी शेड्यूल है उनकी शेड्यूल की उस हिसाब से नहीं आ रहा है. देयर वेल बिहाइंड शेड्यूल व्हाट आर द सप्लाईज. देन उन्होंने ये भी बताया कि ये जो इंडिजिनेशन प्रोजेक्ट्स है वो अनरियलिस्टिक टाइमलाइंस पे प्लान हो रहे हैं, और कोई भी ऐसा प्रोजेक्ट जो नहीं है जो टाइम पे वो डिलीवरी हो रहा है टू द इंडियन एयरफोर्स. और उन्होंने ये भी बताया कि आर्म फोर्सेस में टैलेंट शॉर्टेज है, आरएनडी में टैलेंट शॉर्टेज है. इसको एड्रेस करने के लिए भारत सरकार को सही कदम लेना पड़ेगा. और मैं ये बताना चाहता हूं कि मैं खुद इंडियन एयरफोर्स में फाइटर पायलट था. मैं नेशनल डिफेंस एकेडमी की ग्रेजुएट हूं. मैं इंडियन एयरफोर्स में मिग 21 और मिग 23 फाइटर एयरक्राफ्ट में बहुत साल फाइटर पायलट था, और चाइना बॉर्डर में और पाकिस्तान बॉर्डर में देश की रक्षा में सर्विस करना वेरी फॉर्चुनेट. और इस बैकग्राउंड से मैं बताना चाहता हूं कि जो अभी एयर चीफ मार्शल एपी सिंह साहब ने बताया है, इस चीज को द गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया बहुत ही सीरियस लेनी चाहिए, और ये गैप्स जो उन्होंने बताया है इसको फिल करनी चाहिए. इसके अलावा आज चीफ ऑफ डिफेंस अनिल चौहान साहब ने ब्लूमबर्ग टीवी के साथ इंटरव्यू में यह बताया कि यह सच है कि रफाल फाइटर एयरक्राफ्ट को इस 4 दिन के ऑपरेशन में गिराया गया है. तो ये चीज भी गंभीर मामला है. और आप सबको मालूम है, जब कांग्रेस के लीडर इश्यू के बारे में प्रश्न पूछ रहे थे, बीजेपी वाले ने एंटी नेशनल, एंटी पेट्रियोटिक ऐसा आरोप लगाना शुरू किया है. अब क्या बोलेंगे जब चीफ ऑफ डिफेंस स्टाफ, जो ही इज द हाईएस्ट रैंकिंग मिलिट्री ऑफिसर इन इंडिया, उन्होंने स्टेटमेंट दिया आज ब्लूमबर्ग टीवी पे. तो हमारा यह कहना है कि इस चीज को गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया पूरी तरह क्लैरिफाई करे. जो ये